Our firefighter was Nathan Flynn. Nathan worked for Howard County in Maryland. He was a 13-year veteran of Howard County. He was killed line of duty July 23rd, 2018. Nathan was responding to a house fire in Clarksville, Maryland, was on the hand line and fell through the floor right into the basement where the fire was trapped and ultimately perished. Daddy had the best big smile.
He did.
Big smile. Always very happy. Like he liked to live big life. Like he liked not extreme things, but like exciting things, adventurous things were kind of his favorites. We had a boat. We would like to go out on the boat and do boating. He liked to learn things all the time. We spent a lot of time renovating our home together, and if he didn't know how to do something, he would figure it out, either YouTube or buy the book or buy all the tools for it. But he would make it his mission to master whatever new, if it was a tiling project or a plumbing project or an electrical project, he would master whatever he needed to do the project and do it well, and then go on to the next thing. So he was always looking for ways to strengthen himself and expand his knowledge.
Whenever so if someone didn't agree with something, he always didn't want to get into a fight. He just wanted to prove his point.
I'm adding on to my mom's point of how he always wanted to try things. One time I saw this picture of him when we were on his birthday. We were looking at some old photos, and then I found this skydiving photo.
Oh, the video.
He went skydiving.
He
was nervous.
Can't repeat.
Yeah.
He was really nervous.
He wasn't nervous in a bad way. He was nervous in kind of a confident,
Excited.
Kind of way. Yeah, excited. He was like, if I could say this randomly, he had to be at least 5,000 feet in the air.
He's one of those classic people that was just drawn to service of all different kinds. I mean, he was an Eagle Scout. He did volunteer work prior to that. He had done a bunch of different programs in different areas where he lived through the fire department's live-in programs and things for volunteers. So it was just a natural progression for him to join a career fire service. It's something that, again, it was what he was interested, what he was strong in, and just became his natural path. And again, it was just that service track that he seemed to be on even when he was a younger child, with joining the Scouts and working his way through as an Eagle Scout. He worked 24-hour shifts, so usually he would come in from work and be either tired or just need a little bit of time to decompress. But with the small kids, he was always eager to jump right into whatever fun things we had planned for the family that we had him then for 2 days at home before he had to go back to work. So again, we'd always try to cram as much fun stuff and family stuff into those 2 days. So typically we'd get home at 7, he left shift at 7 a.m. in the morning. He'd be home around 8:30. So our morning was just kind of starting. So he would just jump in, take over something with the kids, helping get them ready to either leave for daycare or whatever, or just to get out for the day. So he enjoyed being there as we were all waking up and having that first cup of coffee in the morning and just kind of being there for breakfast as the day was starting. He'd bring donuts home frequently. He'd stop on the way and bring home a box of donuts. So
The 8-pack of
yeah.
Either he'd bring the donut holes or the big ones. So
Yeah. There'd always be a few missing. Eat them on the ride. From other firefighters, people that he worked with, or people that he had met through the volunteer service, we would hear things about his inquisitive personality. Like he just had this nature to him where he'd want to understand all the things about whatever he was. He wasn't just say, do this because I'm telling you to do this. It was a why. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing it like this? Is there a better way to do it? Is there a different way that I could be doing it? Am I doing it the right way? So he was always not pushing things, but just questioning, but for the betterment of it, to be more efficient, to understand it. They would talk about his laugh or his smile. He could just be in the other room and just hear it, and it would just make them laugh or smile because they knew they could just see the expression on his face when they would hear his laugh. That they felt confident when they knew that he was there on their shift with them because they knew that he was always working really hard to be the best that he could be and bringing his best game to it. So they knew that they had a strong person there with them should they have any issues. They felt sure of his skills and his knowledge that he brought to the table. He wasn't afraid to, as Connor pointed out, express his opinions about things freely. So he was always open for a good debate, which, didn't always bring out the favor in some people. Like he did have, some conversations that I heard about after the fact, like, oh, he really argued with me on this thing over and over, but you know what? I thought about it, and I'm willing to accept that he had some good points and take those forward. So, yeah.
My dad used to tell stories about chickens.
He had no voices.
And you have the chickens' voices and on their little adventures and stuff.
Yeah. We had chickens at one point. We had quite a few chickens, so we ended up with like 45 chickens at that point.
We started with like 8.
He would go to the store and come home and he'd be like, I got you a 6-piece, like, chicken nugget story, and it would be 6 little chicks in a box. And I'm like, please no more chickens, Nathan. And he's like, but these were only $1/4 a piece. They were on clearance. I had to get them. So we ended up with like 45 chickens. It was way too many. And we would watch the chickens because they were interesting, and he would, as Brecken said, he would make little voices for them, and he'd have little personalities. So each little chicken, cluster of chickens had a little backstory, and he would tell the kids little stories about what these chickens were doing or what their story was, or it was cute.
Adding on to the chicken fact, so when he said a story about a chicken, it would always be something fire related. So I remember this one story like really good. It was when he said, I think it was a rooster, I'm pretty sure. But he said that the what is it called, like a chicken shed or something? The chicken shed was on fire. That's what he said. It wasn't actually. It was just one of the stories. But but he said that he had to use one of his blue feathers that was like over by his hip to put it out. That's what he said.
Yeah. So regarding the support and help from the other fire departments and just the outpouring of it. I mean, it's overwhelming at the very beginning because again you know what it is. You think you know what it is to love someone who is drawn to service, and that this is a big part of their life. It comes to your family culture that you're making adjustments to your schedules and your sacrifices because of their passion for their career, and you think you understand what like the brotherhood or what it all means to everything. And then it happens to you and you realize you had no clue. These people are coming from all over the country to meet you. They're giving you cards. One of the things I remember vividly is a woman at the funeral, the viewing, handed me a card, and she was from Detroit, so Detroit Fire Department. She handed me a card, and I opened it later. It was a patch stuck to the inside of the card, and it said, "We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it." And it's like, it's Detroit, it's tough love, right? But it's true. It's whether or not you know it, they're there. They come, en masse, like to you. They really are there for you in the time of need. The whole, never forget and all that, it really is, it's a culture, it's ingrained in all of them, and it really, we do feel it. Through COVID, we've missed being out to do these kinds of things. The children were very young, obviously, when their dad died. Brecken had just turned 3, the twins were about to turn 5. So we're at a point now where happy that we're able to come out and do these things in person again and meet the families, and they're able to see their little friends they've met from years before and have that connection. Where they are in their ages and 4 years out from their dad's death, like, this is important to them to keep that connection and have that, not the forced memory of it, but just to have those ways to remember things that they maybe had forgotten, to talk about it in ways and draw that out. The connection just needs to be there for them. So this is, for National Fallen Firefighters, these events have been invaluable to the family and especially to the little kids, and what it does for them, the connections they've developed, and that safe space to talk about their dad, to other kids that get it. And for us, for the family, it's the department's support, Howard County's support, and the different organizations within Maryland alone that have reached out to support us. He was a volunteer in Harford County too, where we live. First snowstorm, they're there shoveling our sidewalks and driveway out. They're making sure we have all the things that we need, there for the kids, helping plan birthday parties. Christmas, Howard County came down the first Christmas with a Santa and brought presents and brought an engine down. It's 2 counties away for them, so it was a trip. But they don't forget. Howard County and I have maintained a close relationship as well, in support of some of the safety initiatives and things that we wanted to make sure happened after Nate's death. So we do a training program every year, because again, training, education, knowledge was important to Nate, and the way that he lived his life too. He was positive, upbeat, like he was always looking forward to the next big adventure in his life. So for us, we had to make a decision at that point to say, we're not just gonna sit here and be sad. Like, yeah, we're sad. Yes, it's a terrible thing that's happened to him and to us, but we're gonna find a way to move on and honor him still. So the idea of a training program came to us. So we do that every year on the anniversary of his death. Howard County has been supportive of it from day one. They help with all the logistics, organize the instructors, and host the class. Because they know that it's important. They know that's something that would really truly honor Nate's legacy for the department's aspect too. So it's become one of those things that, as long as I can be collaborative and working with them to help, we stay connected with Nate's honor and legacy that way, and then also with the people that we still have there that we care about. So it's important to us too to do things like that. It's one of the ways that we can give back, because I'm not a firefighter, they're not firefighters, they're not part of it, but we are part of the larger family at this point, and we can't do anything about it apparently. Miss I don't even know her name, but the firefighter from Detroit would tell you, we're stuck with everybody. They're stuck with us. So it's what we can do to give back. It's great. We couldn't do any of the things that we've done in the past 4 years, the growth, just getting through some of it without the support of organizations like National Fallen Firefighters, support of the county, both Howard County and Harford County. People that have just become really important parts of our lives since then within his own department that I wouldn't have probably known prior.
I definitely want to remember that he loved keeping people safe. Like if someone needed help, he'd be there. He'd be like, if he had a plan at that time, he wouldn't care. He'd go straight to it.
When people think of my dad, I want them to feel happy, but also kind of sad.
I'd want people to think about Nate in terms of their own life and just take an appreciation away from it. Because he was 34 years old. He was at the top of his game for all the things he was doing, and all the things that were important to him just stopped at that point. So it's a matter of, he lived every single day of his life to the fullest. And I think we can all learn from that you're not promised anything, so you kind of have to take the opportunities as they come to you, and just make sure you're making the most of what time you do have. So I would hope that people would take that and understand that you get one shot to do it, so make sure you're doing the most with it.
I want them to feel happy every time they think of him, but it's kind of sad. I'll go a tiny bit sad because he died.
Here's to you.